Hi, anyone and everyone. This is Kim, the Humble Hermit from Come As You Are Oracle. I'm going to do the collective tarot for today. Today is Thursday. It is May 14th, 2026. You may follow me on the Talk the Tube, my blog, or not. Totally up to you. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it doesn't fit, don't make it fit. If some of it fits, God's kiss. We love that for you. Whatever doesn't, leave it on the table for someone else. We don't want you taking on energy that wasn't meant for you. This is my second time trying to record this because of the cats, because of the kitties. Oh my gosh, it's the cats. We're using Rob Barthelman's Intuitive Almanac. You can find it at intuitiveintention.com. You can also find it in his Etsy shop. I think probably still rerouting sales of decks from the website to the Etsy shop. I put the link in my link tree if you're interested. Intuitiveintention.com. We got 2 on the table. Three on the table. I almost saw it, then it turned over. 4 on the table. What? The Lovers. Sorry, I'm making weird noises, but I got like walnuts stuck in my teeth. In my gums, actually. Homer. I got the door open for the cats because I got my food in the oven and I didn't want to exclude the cats since I haven't seen them all day. So if you couldn't tell by the fact that I said the Lovers, we have a major on the table. 4 cards, 1 major. 2 more shuffles. I don't think this is like a romantic connection. This is more like it's really just one person's energy. Last shuffle. Because somebody might be an artist or somebody might become an artist. They're going to use emotion to create art. And it doesn't necessarily have to be like, oh, it's painting, oh, it's drawing. I mean, art, anything can be art. We got 7 with bottom of the deck. Yeah, see? And we got 2 majors. Bottom of the deck is Temperance. Top of the deck is 6 of Spring and the Fool. All right, I'm going to set that there. 7 with bottom of the deck. We've got 10 of Spring. We've got the Knight of Winter. We've got the Lovers. We got Ace of Summer. Nine of Winter. 9 of Spring. A lot of spring and winter here. And then bottom of the deck, the Empress. Feminine, masculine, take how it resonates. I know what you're going to say. You're going to say, but there's a knight and there's an empress. Isn't that a couple? Isn't that the Lovers? No, it's not. Not in Kim world. Let me just, so in this deck, on this deck, in this deck, on this deck, Rob Barthelman did the tarot. He did it in the form of seasons, right? Spring, winter, summer, fall, but we don't have that in the spread. And he also wrote oracle on there, okay? Ten of spring, what ends becomes nourishment. Night of winter, emotion in motion becomes art. The lovers, choose what makes you whole. If that's another person, fabulous. However, in this reading, that is not the case. Ace of summer, inspiration ignites purpose. Nine of winter, fulfillment glows from within. Nine of spring, thoughts echo louder in the dark. And the Empress, nurture joy, welcome abundance. Y'all, this is about creating your own abundance for you, whatever that means for you. This is somebody turning pain and heartache, life's lessons, right, into art. This is somebody creating for themselves. Sorry, I had to yawn and talk at the same time. They're their own inspiration, whoever this is. If this resonates for you, fabulous. I love that. I would love this for anybody. You're only going to find fulfillment from within. That's why I'm saying this Night of Winter, that's not a person. The Empress, they're the same person. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. Because it kind of gives going from a knight to an empress. And it doesn't matter. Feminine, masculine, it doesn't matter. You can change this to an emperor. You can, I don't know what you would call that, but you could call it something else. Someone's being called to, like, I'm looking at this card. Somebody's being called to look at the big picture. Here's the thing. You know, when I and I've said this myself too, but when I hear other readers say it, lately it annoys me more and more. And I talked about this a couple days ago last week. You know, when readers say, oh, you have to bring in your own abundance, you have to bring in your own fulfillment, your own joy and stuff before your person comes in. I don't really believe that. I don't really believe that. Because I've told you guys before, I feel like at this point in my life, like if I were to, you know, go viral and create a mega million empire for myself, do you really think I'm going to want another person in my life after that? And not to sound paranoid, but I'd literally have to get with like another millionaire, because there's no way in hell I'm going to marry somebody that has no money and then I'm just going to have this feeling like they just wanted me for my money. Like, to me, the whole point of a real connection, a soulmate connection, that kind of thing, is typically you work towards your abundance together. That was always my thought process in the past. Now I'm just of the thought process, well, it really doesn't matter when God brings in a person for me, because I'm working on me. I'm the most important person to me. And I think that's part of what this is saying, is everyone should be focusing on themselves, focusing within. If you're constantly looking at other people, not just for connections, but as competition, where does that leave you? It's one thing to, have friendly competition in a basketball game or whatever the case, but to constantly think like you have to be in competition with other people when you really should just be out there doing for yourself and working for yourself and building your abundance, again, whatever that means for you. I just, like, where's the focus? Where's the focus? I feel like we tend to always want to take the focus off ourselves and put it on someone else. And after this, I was going to yawn again. I could feel it. After this past year, I've come to this realization, like, and it's funny because people will tell you, like, oh, your person will come in for you, like, when you stop thinking about it, when you stop asking universe for it. Didn't, wasn't out there searching for a significant other for, we're gonna be going on 3 years. Wasn't really out there looking for a significant other. I did what, last year, after a little over 2 years, and then that was an epic fail, and I hung up my hat. But it's funny because people will be like, oh, you need to go to parties more, you need to, hang out at bars more, you need to, go to church or something or other, you'll meet somebody there. I have friends that go to bars all the time, they don't meet anybody. Like, I'm being serious. My brother goes to church, he's never met a woman there that he was interested in. Like, I think these are all just crutches that we give ourselves, and instead of really thinking about what's happening. And what's happening is people are not getting together out there. And I think this reading is a really good example of, okay, so you're not in a relationship, maybe you have one coming, maybe you don't. Are you going to sit around and wait and find out? Because this is a really good example of what to do with yourself. I don't want to say while you're waiting, but I mean, I guess you're waiting, right? Or maybe you're not. I think I've pretty much given up on waiting. I think I'm pretty much done with the waiting. I'm not going to ask. I'm just going to live my life and do my thing. And yeah, I mean, I have been for the last however many years, but still, I'm going to continue to do that. This reminds me of that. Like, this is me investing in myself. What am I going to invest? No, and no offense to friends and family, but I'm only going to invest so much. Like, you need to invest in yourself. Family needs to invest in themselves. Friends need to invest in themselves. I'm only going to put so much work in there. And again, that's not to be mean or sound like an asshole, but like, all my energy should be going towards me and the kitties, honestly. If I had kids. Hmm. Someone could benefit from some, like, moon manifestation. some people could stand to be outdoors a lot more than they are. It could be just because we're coming off seasons, we're coming off winter into spring. And I don't know where you guys are, but here in the northern suburbs of Chicago, like even today, very nice and sunny, but still like a little bit chilly, like a little bit of bite to the air. Um, I mean, I sat outside on break and had my lunch and stuff, and I had my t-shirt on over my tank top. So, like, I was fine, but I saw people with like light jackets and stuff like that. It should be a pretty good, a pretty reasonable time to start getting out there and grounding and earthing. And like I said, manifesting to the moon might be something to think about. We got the moon in the corner up there. I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be the moon, unless that's a flaming sun. It might be a flaming sun. The wakeful hour? I don't know. All I know is I got moon. Moon, moon, moon. I don't think I'm gonna harp on it anymore. I think I'm just gonna leave it there for you guys to take as it resonates. And I don't know why I really shouldn't have to say this, but when I say someone's going to turn their emotion into art, like I said, art is something different for everybody. Music is art, reading is art, writing is art, drawing is art, paper mache is art, glass blowing. I mean, there's all metal works, right? There's all kinds of things that could be considered art. So I don't think any one person should feel like I crochet, like, somebody crochets like those little tissue box covers. I don't know if you've ever seen those. Um, and then somebody's like, "Oh, well, that's not art." Fuck them. Yeah, it is. If you enjoy doing it and you put your soul into it and you're creative about it, then it's art. So I don't want people to like be out there doing stuff and then thinking, "Oh, well, this must not be what she's talking about. This isn't art." What is art? Art is and always has been subjective. All right, I'm going to leave it there. I hope it resonates for somebody. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope, if anything, you were entertained. I hope everybody has a fabulous evening, and I will talk to you later. Bye.